All right, so there's a recent news article that just came out about Deadpool 3 and what that movie was actually going to look like before Disney decided to buy Fox. And this is actually really interesting. There's one particular overlap that we're going to discuss here. And this was actually revealed through an interview between Screen Rant and Karan Sony, who of course we affectionately call Dopinder. But let's actually just read a quote real quick, right? So there's two quotes here that we're going to go through. The first one says, "They're not telling me anything, which is good. Honestly, to bring it back to Roshan Sethi on our first day, I recapped the plot of Deadpool 3, which I wasn't supposed to. This was the Fox version, which didn't get made because the studio got sold or whatever, but we just met and I was desperate to impress him, and I just blurted the entire thing. I told him Hugh Jackman was going to be in it. This was years before. All to say, I didn't get a script this time. Thank God they didn't even tell me the trailer was coming out. And that's for the Marvel Deadpool 3 movie there. I got to watch it when it came out, and I'm excited to be a small part of it." And then he mentions here, yes, I think it's online a little bit, so I can. And this was just him sharing the information. It was going to be originally a road trip movie where Deadpool tries to save Christmas, so we all go to the North Pole. And then a little bit further on down here, this is a synopsis that I think was leaked a little while ago here, but after facing some professional setbacks while going through a midlife crisis, Wade Wilson decides to officially retire Deadpool and becomes a used car salesman. But when his friends and family and the whole world are at stake, Deadpool decides to bring back his katanas out of retirement. And the synopsis continues, he recruits an unwilling and wary Wolverine to not only fight for their survival, but ultimately their legacy. So obviously the overlap here was the fact that we were always kind of going to get a Deadpool Wolverine movie of some sort, right? This bromanship was destined to happen, and they just have such a very interesting relationship. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Deadpool and Wolverine together in the comics. It's like a hate relationship, but at the same time there might be like some minor respect, but Deadpool's just such a silly character. I gotta say this though, although this is not going to be the plot of the upcoming movie that we're going to be seeing here in July, this still probably would make a very good Christmas theme kind of movie if you ask me, right? Because just like the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, they could do something very similar here with the Deadpool special. But I will just go back to talking about the plot. It's kind of interesting that they were trying to go with this plot in the first place, because they already did this Once Upon a Deadpool theme, right? Which was like this was the Once Upon a Deadpool thing was like a modified version of the Deadpool 2 movie that already came out in the theaters. And the Once Upon a Deadpool version of it was essentially supposed to be like the family-friendly version of the Deadpool movie. So it's interesting that Fox was planning on doing a entirely like Christmas-led movie, being that they kind of already did something that was already the version of that already. But point being made that I'm trying to say here is that I think that this still has a place to live if they decided to probably turn this into like a Christmas special. I could definitely see this being a banger if you ask me. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are here. Would you want to see this be a Deadpool 3 Christmas style type of movie here? I also think too, like this upcoming movie, I'm still definitely looking forward to it. I'm sure that all the comedy and everything is still going to be kept. A lot of people are thinking that the Deadpool movie itself is going to be saving the MCU. I'm not sure about that. I think it's going to be really good, but I think we need a little bit more than just the Deadpool movie here to save the MCU, if you ask me. There's been a lot of leaked information. This movie's supposed to be about, what, 2 hours and 49 minutes or 2 hours and 39 minutes. So I think that's a lot of runtime for them to be able to jam-pack a lot of things into it, especially if he's going to be going back into the MCU timeline and making some changes where that's concerned. I'm actually thinking that this is going to be a pretty damn good movie, but saving the MCU, I think it is a little bit more than that, just to be able to save the MCU. I think we need a string of good sort of films in order for us to be able to say, hey, MCU is safe. But this was a damn good plot here, and I would definitely love to see that on the Disney Plus series. Give us a Christmas series there if you're listening to this. Okay, we'll find you. But speaking of Deadpool, check out this next video here where I actually talk about how, or things that the Deadpool movies did that no other Marvel movie has ever been able to do. And like and subscribe to the channel here. Check out the links here down below in the description. And as always, thanks so much for kicking it with Keepin' It Comic.